If you've been thinking, I want to invest in real estate, but I have no idea where to start, this video is for you. Maybe you're asking, how do I start with a small amount of money? What should my first property be? Single family, townhouse, or a condo? Should I invest here locally in Seattle or look somewhere cheaper? Today, we're breaking all of that down with real data from 2025 so you can make your first investment with confidence. Hi, I'm Emily, a real estate advisor and investor in the Greater Seattle area, helping you live well and build wealth. The Greater Seattle area is a tricky market, expensive, competitive, but also full of opportunity if you know where to look and what type of property fits you. Let's look at the numbers before we talk strategy. In 2025, King County median sale price across all home types was about $808,000 versus roughly $428,000 nationally. So Seattle is nearly double the US median. Seattle averaged about 20 to 30 days on market and 2.2 months of supply compared to roughly 48 days and 3.5 months nationally. That means homes here still sell faster and inventory is tighter. With King County, recent data shows medians around 800 for Seattle overall and about 1.5 million on the east side. But here's the good news. Less competition and more inventory than past years means opportunity, especially for a strategic investment. Today, I want to talk about the questions I receive when talking to aspiring investors, and maybe you have similar challenges too. Question 1. Can I start investing with a small amount of money? The short answer, yes, if you understand how to structure your strategy. So think about it in 2 layers. The first layer is start with your role in your strategy. You don't have to start with a big standalone rental in Bellevue as your first move, right? There are a few roles you can consider. Option 1, owner-occupant investor. Buy a place you live in that also works as a rental, meaning you live in it and rent out a portion of it, which is a classic house hack. Depending on the loan type and your profile, primary residence loans can allow a down payment as low as 3 to 5% instead of 20%. If you house hack a Seattle townhouse that costs around $700,000, you live in 1 bedroom and rent out 2 others. If each roommate pays about $1,200 to $1,300 in a city where average rent is about $2,000 a month, your tenants may cover a large share of your payment already. And this is actually exactly what one of my clients is doing. Option 2, small partner. Bring a small amount of capital to someone else's deal while you learn. This way, you're not absorbing all the risks and you're learning from them. Option 3, upsizer and rent out your current place later. When you buy your first home, buy with a plan. Someday your current home becomes a rental when you move out. Number 2, invest before you buy. If your down payment is still growing, set up an automatic monthly transfer into a future property fund. Pull Seattle listings and practice running numbers. Look at the price versus expected rent. Start building your team now. Talk to a lender, an investor-friendly agent, maybe a property manager. You might be 12 months away from closing or buying your investment property, but you can still be an investor this month by learning to underwrite real Seattle deals. Question 2, should my first purchase be a house hack, a long-term or short-term rental? There are generally 3 paths. Let's talk about house hack first. House hacking is one of the most realistic ways to warm up your skills. This way, you can still use primary residence financing, which can mean lower down payments and better rates than an investment loan. Rent out extra bedrooms, a basement, or an attached ADU. The goal of having roommates is to help you cover a significant portion of a payment that might otherwise feel out of reach. So this is best for buyers who don't have a lot of experience or need some financial support. It's also great for anybody flexible on living arrangements for a few years in exchange for building equity faster. Path B, long-term rental. Maybe you already own your home or you don't want to share space, which I totally get it. You buy a condo or small townhouse in a neighborhood with strong renter demand like Central Seattle, Northgate, or transit-connected areas such as Linwood and Redmond, strictly as a rental. King County's condo medians are around $550,000 $30K, Seattle's average rent is around $2,000 with occupancy rate above 94%. It shows there is still strong renter demand, especially as high home prices keep some renters on the sidelines. There are also some trade-offs. If it wasn't your primary residence and you're buying an additional property, down payments are higher. It's often around 25 to 30%. Interest rates are a bit higher for non-owner occupied loans as well. Make sure there's no HOA restrictions that forbid you from renting it out. Sometimes there's a rental cap where the community has already reached the maximum number of residents allowed for rentals. Path C, short to mid-term rental. Another one that gained a lot of popularity during the pandemic was doing short to mid-term rentals. This could be a destination place for Airbnb, for example, a property in Mount Rainier or Leavenworth, or a rental close to major cities where people would want to rent for travel or work purposes. For example, a mid-term rental in Seattle could attract a lot of healthcare workers in the area. A short-term rental would attract people who are coming here for the World Cup this year. This can be fun, but the maintenance is higher, which means there's more work involved. The rental income may be impacted by the seasonality and is regulation sensitive, so make sure you do your own research on the regulations. If your main goal is building wealth in a high-price market, a house hack or a long-term rental usually beats a pure lifestyle purchase for your first deal. Question 3. If I had enough capital, which type of property should I buy? Single family, townhouse, or condo? Let's say you have the option to choose and you want to maximize your investment. The latest data in King County give a pretty good picture. So residential, single family, and townhome median is around $850,000. For condos, the median is around $530,000. If you look only at traditional condos, some segments even saw price dips, while single families stayed tight. That's because there's usually more options in condos, townhouses than single-family houses. So what does that mean for your first purchase? Single-family home. Investment amount and appreciation. Single-family houses often carry the highest price point. Recent single-family medians in Seattle have floated in the $800,000 to $900,000, with Eastside medians around $1.5 million. Historically, single-family houses in good school areas have strong long-term appreciation and very solid rental demand. Maintenance. You are responsible for everything: roof, exterior, yard, systems. And there's typically no HOA to help. Even if there's an HOA, they won't help a ton. Lifestyle. It's best for families and long-term tenants who want space, a yard, and stability. It's great if you want control and are okay managing or paying for maintenance. Townhouse. In Seattle, many new townhomes are legally condos but feel like standalone homes. Investment. Generally cheaper than a detached single-family house in the same neighborhood, but more expensive than many older condos. It allows you to buy into popular areas like Ballard, Green Lake, Central District at a somewhat lower entry price than a classic single-family house. Maintenance. There's often some exterior aspects and common areas that are covered by an HOA, so you're not managing everything alone. So that's the good thing about having an HOA. But that comes with HOA dues that could impact your cash flow, so remember to do your math. Lifestyle. It's attractive to young professionals and small families who want a home-like feel but don't need a big yard. It's also a good middle ground if you want less exterior responsibility than a single-family house but more privacy than an apartment-style condo. Condo is usually the lowest entry price into high-demand areas like Capitol Hill, South Lake Union, or downtown Bellevue. In central Seattle, condos can be roughly 20 to 30% cheaper than comparable houses in the same neighborhoods. HOA expenses can be high, and this part is not an investment but an expense. In downtown Seattle and downtown Bellevue, HOA can even exceed $1,000 per month. Maintenance. The HOA handles most exterior maintenance and common areas, which is ideal if you're busy or out of town. But again, you pay HOA dues every month, and you have to navigate rental caps, short-term rental rules, and special assessments yourself. Lifestyle. It's best for young professionals, singles, couples, and downsizers who prioritize walkability and low-maintenance living. As an investor, you're targeting people who want to be close to work, nightlife, and transit. So how to choose in the Seattle context? If you want maximum control and long-term upside, and you can handle more maintenance, a single-family home in a solid neighborhood is hard to beat. If you want balance, home feel but less yard work, a townhouse is a strong first deal candidate, especially in highly desirable Seattle neighborhoods. If your budget is tighter but you want in prime locations, a condo might be your most realistic starting point. But you have to be very picky about the HOA and the building. Right now, when Seattle single-family homes hover in the mid to high 800Ks and condos trade meaningfully lower, the type of property you pick can change your required down payment by tens of thousands of dollars. And of course, your tenant profile completely. Question 4. Should I invest where I live or somewhere cheaper? I personally like investing locally because you understand micro neighborhoods, which blocks feel safer, which schools are most in demand. You can visit the property, meet contractors, and see trends in person, especially for beginners. If you don't have a ton of experience, I would recommend that route to get a feel of what it's like being an investor. We already talked about the Seattle 2025 numbers. Local rentals have a strong demand, especially as high prices and 6% mortgage rates keep some renters from buying. If you go somewhere else, you might find lower purchase prices and friendlier cash flow on paper, but you'll rely heavily on a remote team and lose some of that "I know this block," that type of advantage. For a first deal, especially around Seattle, a reasonable approach is start in a market you can physically visit and understand. Seattle itself or a nearby King County, Snohomish, Pierce submarket. Then consider branching out after you've done 1 or 2 deals and build your system. If you want to invest in Seattle real estate, you do not need to start with $1 million house in Queen Anne. Start by answering 4 questions. How much cash can you realistically save over the next 12 to 24 months? Are you more suited to a house hack or a pure rental for your first deal? Does your budget and lifestyle point you toward a single family, a townhouse, or a condo? Are you starting here in Seattle or in a nearby, more affordable submarket? If you want help mapping that out with real numbers for your price range and target neighborhoods, use the link below to schedule a strategy call. We'll build a first deal game plan that fits your life and in this market. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!